everyone, welcome to Law Study Kit. I'm Rabia. Today I'd like to talk about Canadian NCA Administrative Law and touch upon some of the objectives of the course. I found this course to be super confusing and I wasn't able to tie down different concepts into one picture. Like I knew what each subject was about, but I wasn't able to understand how it all was related to each other. So if you're somebody who's having, this problem, I think it's best to understand what are the objectives of the course, and then you will be able to understand where everything fits in. So I'm going to talk about the objectives of the course as per the 2021, which is the latest syllabus. Before I go on to the objectives, I want to talk about what admin law really is. So in very simple English, not being too complicated, admin law basically regulates the way government works or operates. So what it does is it makes sure that the government is operating in a way that it's supposed to. And what do I mean by government? It could be minister, cabinet, crown, as well as other agencies and tribunals that have been deployed by the government to perform government functions. So again, the government as well as the tribunals and agencies that have been deployed by the government to perform functions. So that's it. This is what admin law is. Now, again, obviously it goes into more complex law and different branches. Now, when I say that admin law regulates the way government operates, it does by making sure that the procedures that the government is using are okay. It is making sure by any decision that the government is, presenting, they want to make sure that the decisions are also okay. And lastly, they also want to make sure, admin law also makes sure that there are sufficient remedies available in the event that the government is not exercising the powers that it's in a way that they're supposed to. So this is exactly what the objective of the course is, to make you understand how admin law will regulate the way that the government operates by, first of all, making sure, like I said, procedures, substance of the decision, and whether there are remedies. That's it. But again, obviously it's a lot more complicated. Each of the bullet points that I mentioned, for example, procedure, substance, and remedies, it has like a lot of case law underneath it. But this is like the hanging parts, at the top. The other thing you want to note is that in admin law, most of the time, not all the time, most of the time, the government bodies have been conferred power by statute, which is an act, and they're using that power, which is given to them by the statute, to lay down either procedures or, come to a decision or whatever. So in an exam setting, it is likely that you will be asked to interpret a statute to see whether the government had, consulted the statute, whether the procedure was okay, whether the substance of the decision was okay. Now, on the exam, you might get a random statute, which is not even included in the syllabus. It could be a fictional statute that you've never read. So again, you have to make sure that you know how to interpret a statute and then know how to apply admin law principles. Other thing that you want to, not memorize, but keep in mind that in terms of substantive review, the new decisions, which is Vavilov and Bell Canada, are the new cases. Do not talk about older decisions. This is what the new law is. Nobody cares about the past. The present is Vavilov and Bell Canada. If you don't use the new cases, just assume that there's no chance that you're going to pass. So always remember that the new syllabus actually puts this section as, and they've highlighted it saying, warning. So make sure that you know this and you don't have any confusion related to that. Now that you understand a little bit about what admin law is and what are objectives of the course, like I mentioned, procedure, substance, and remedies. I'm going to give you an example that I just made up so that you're able to connect the dots in terms of how this will be applied. Now, just assume that I'm a tribunal and I wake up one day and post on Twitter a decision that nobody is allowed to wear green sweaters in Canada. Okay? So, and you've been asked to analyze the situation from an admin law perspective. Now, when you look at this situation, the questions that you need to ask yourself are, first of all, as a tribunal, admin law principles apply to me because, I have been deployed by a government body to carry out government-related functions. Now, that's the first thing that you're going to ask yourself. The second thing that you're going to ask yourself is, okay, so tribunal made a decision. What procedures did the tribunal follow? I just woke up and I posted on Twitter. What procedures did I follow? And then you're going to go into the case law and discussion on procedural fairness. Then you're going to take a look at the decision itself. For example, nobody's allowed to wear a green sweater. Is that a reasonable decision? Again, standard of review, Vavilov and Bell Canada say that, the presumption is that the standard of review is reasonableness unless there are certain factors that they write down that you should be mindful of. And then you're going to take a look at the remedies. Like if, for example, I, as a tribunal, this was an unreasonable decision and I didn't follow procedures and everything like that, what are some of the remedies available to people who actually wanted to wear green sweaters? So this is how it all ties down. On an exam, for example, you might be asked, discuss procedures, discuss substance, discuss remedies. But if none of that has been said, this is how you should be thinking. This is the objective of the course. These are the objectives of the course to make you think like, okay, what was done? Why was it done? Did the body follow this, and this? Okay? So yeah, I love green, so hopefully that doesn't ever happen. Green is my favorite color, but I hope that you get the idea. That's all for today. Let me know if this was helpful. I'm going to try to do this for other courses as well. And, I certainly want to clarify the objectives of the courses so that you can benefit from just understanding what to expect. If you're looking for further assistance, I have sample questions and answers at Law Study Kit, where I have drafted questions and answers by myself, explaining why I've written the answer the way that I have, and talking a bit about what are some of the issues that you will be tested on. So if you're interested, you can take a look at lawstudykit.com. Thanks guys for watching. Bye.